penance never ends, but changes, hurts, and condemns at will.
Hello, it's Louise, and I'm joined by Matt.
Hello.
And we've been to Gamescom, and at Gamescom we played a lot of games, because as we discussed, it wouldn't be Gamescom without games.
It would just be com.
And
yeah.
you have played Blasphemous.
I have.
Now, this looks very interesting. Potentially not my kind of game. It looks like it might eat me for breakfast, even if I do like The Binding of Isaac, as it looks like an interesting combination of Souls-alike, Metroidvania, and lots of pixels and lots of evisceration. Please, tell me what Blasphemous is.
It is, you have hit the nail squarely on the head there. It is, I don't want to say unpleasant, because I think it's got a weird kind of stark beauty to it, but it's a pretty grueling looking game. There's lots of sort of Catholic imagery in it, a lot of stuff based on Spanish folklore. But just to give you a bit of background first, so this is the new game from the Game Kitchen. So yeah, they're the people that did The Last Door, which is that Lovecraftian adventure,
really cool.
which was very, very cool. This is quite a departure from that, so it's quite a twitchy platformer. There's a lot of jumping around, sticking a sword into walls and climbing things, and a lot of kind of environmental stuff as well. So one of the things I saw when I was playing, there was an area I kind of got slightly stuck on, and then you realise that there's sort of drifts of snow blowing around, and you have to kind of jump at the right time, and the wind will take you across the stage and things. So it's a very thoughtful looking game. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Like just in the brief demo that we saw, like the difficulty ramped up quite quickly, and it was quite easy for you to get taken out by sort of relatively low level enemies. I think the bit we were playing was quite far into the game, so that's sort of 2 or 3 hours. But definitely shades of that kind of Dark Souls thing, and that you'll find if you're paying attention. But the moment your mind wanders and you think, oh, I'm just going to sort of cruise past this next enemy, then you're going to get punished.
I take it this isn't kind of a hack and slash situation. You have to think out each particular combat encounter. And when I was reading about it, I really liked that the sword is a sword born from guilt. I love the idea of a sword born from guilt. Even the sword is guilty.
I mean, it is dripping with guilt. Like, it's so full of like really quite like savage Catholic imagery that there are lots of sort of bloody crucifixes and hearts wrapped in barbed wire and stuff. And the main character himself is just known as the Penitent One, okay. I believe, and he just looks like a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah. Speaking of, are there bosses?
There are bosses. I didn't actually reach one. I reached a mini boss who handed me my backside, quite frankly. She was a nun with like a giant sort of I can't remember what they're called, like the sort of things they swing with the incense in them.
I don't know what they are.
No, I can't remember.
A delicious smelling poi.
Yeah, so it was like that, but it was covered in spikes. And maybe some kind of offal and poison and things like that.
Yum.
So the moment it hit me, it killed me. But like, this is the sort of thing that you can come to expect from Blasphemous. And I think going back to the sword as well, that's kind of your main method of progression. So you kind of unlock additional skills within the sword. So you're not going to get new weapons like you do in Dark Souls.
Okay.
But you're going to get new skills as you kind of level up. And those in turn will unlock access to new areas.
So sort of Metroidvania style.
Very
your
much
sword
so,
will
yeah.
learn things and you will go with them.
And one of the key things about it as well, this is one of the things they were really proud of, and I could see why, is that so this is a pixel art game, but this isn't. They've not used shaders, they've not used renderers. It's pure pixel art, how pixel art used to be made.
Yeah.
So when you see a cutscene in this that's beautifully animated, and they've animated like the look of candlelight on sort of steel armor and things like that, that is done pixel by pixel. So it's like, it's really, really old school in its presentation. And there's something about it as well, like that just feels more kind of prestigious because of that.
In terms of customizing yourself, I know that's something that can you choose sort of different ways that you want to level yourself up, ways you want to improve skills wise. Is that anything you delved into? A
little bit, yeah. So we saw a bit of the skill tree, and there are kind of unlockable spells you can use as well, which will help you, because one of the things that's different about this is that unlike a Souls game, there's an element of sort of strict verticality to it. So there are levels where the enemy that you want to kill is directly above you, so we were using sort of particular spells that would send up shafts of light and kill the things above us and things like that. So it has a whole different strategic element in terms of like the stuff that you want to level up, and also then how you will traverse each level, because sometimes the spells you have probably won't be exactly right for the area you're trying to explore. And it is kind of, it's non-linear as well, so like I think again that kind of Metroidvania element to it, depending on what you can do at any particular time, is going to gate off certain areas and give you the chance to explore simpler ones earlier on.
Simpler. You say simpler. They're not going to be simple.
None of it seemed that simple, no.
But how long do we have to wait?
Not very long at all. So this is out on the 10th of September, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be grueling, I think, but just the aesthetic of it and the fact that it's kind of unapologetically drawing from Dark Souls, and it looks so sort of grim and different, and it's influenced by such a sort of an unusual, sort of whole kind of world of mythology, I think makes it really, really interesting. Can't wait.
Amazing. So that's Blasphemous, and it's out on the 10th of September, and Matt is very, very excited. If you have any questions about it, please pop them in the comments below. Drop us a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one. If you do already subscribe, which we really, really appreciate, don't forget to hit that bell of awakening, wait, no, that's his line, or the notification bell, so that you know when our next video lands.